It's the 14th of February and it's absolutely perishingly cold. It's about 8:25 in the morning. I'm at Poulton station again and I'm hoping that by the end of the day I'm going to be in Newcastle. My first train is already delayed by 10 minutes. There goes my connection. Yes, that's not my train, which I'm glad about because it was one of the crap ones and I don't fancy going all the way to Leeds on that thing. Yeah, last time I changed trains in Leeds, I was in year 6 and we were coming back from a school trip to York. Now, York was nice. We had to change trains in Leeds because we missed our proper train because the teacher got distracted by some busker or other. Yeah. So we had to change in Leeds on the way back and all I remember was it was not a pleasant experience at all. This looks more like it. Here I am, in my usual seat obviously. At least it's a bit warmer on here. Why are all the seats on trains nowadays those table seats? Don't they realise nobody likes table seats? Do you like table seats on trains? Say yes in the comments if you do. Say no if you don't. So I've got a 14-minute connection in Leeds with a 10-minute delay. Can I make it? That's going to be the next challenge. So far it's really quiet. I don't know if it's always like this on a Saturday breakfast time or whether because of the weather all the spontaneous day trippers have decided just to stay at home. I don't know. Having said that, we are just about to arrive into Preston, so people might all pile on any minute. So he's just said that the delay is due to an earlier broken down train just outside of Blackpool, and that's just in case I need that information for later. Platform 15 apparently. Quick, quick, quick. So here at Darlington, I've noticed a big bell on the station platform. What is that? I must remember to look that up. It's like the Liberty Bell without the crack. Look at those signs. Just like that, after a 4-hour journey that felt like 40, I am here in Newcastle and I'm meeting a friend here. She won't be here for a couple of hours yet though. I need food, so I'll go and find a sandwich or something somewhere. So that's me all lunched. I didn't show you my lunch because it wasn't very exciting, just a meal deal from Marx's. Yeah, so I've got a couple of hours here on my own, so I'm just going to have a mooch round and do a bit of filming and then we'll see what happens because I've done a little bit of research but I haven't done a lot. Gosh, Newcastle's very loud, isn't it? You probably won't be surprised to hear that the Royal Station Hotel is not my lodgings for tonight. I am convinced everybody in Newcastle must be deaf. The way everything has to be delivered at a full volume shout, otherwise nobody will hear you. It is quite spectacular though when you look at it. The reason that statue doesn't look much like Queen Victoria is because it's not her, it's Stevenson. Yeah, was he from Newcastle? He might have been. Stevenson's rocket. Didn't that go from Darlington to somewhere? I can't remember. I'm gonna go and have a look at that sign over there and choose a destination. I like that Greek design. This is Newcastle Cathedral and I wonder if I can go in. It might be a bit quieter. Yeah, sorry I couldn't film much of the journey from Leeds to Newcastle, by the way. The train was absolutely rammed and yeah, that was very loud as well. And when I get here it's very loud as well. But yeah, first impressions, well, second first impressions, because I have been to Newcastle before but I've not spent a lot of time here. Second first impressions of Newcastle, that is really magnificent. Bayek, this has been an important city, and I don't want to offend anyone by saying that. It probably is still an important city, but you can definitely see the history at every turn. Newcastle Cathedral was absolutely stunning inside. I was blown away, and actually that is neck and neck now for my favourite cathedral in the world, along with the St Michael in Hamburg, which if you've ever been there or seen inside you'll know that it's completely different. I find them both beautiful for completely different reasons. The one in Hamburg is extremely plain and I find that beauty of simplicity nice, and in there was absolutely mind-blowing. It was stunning, the most amazing cathedral I think I've ever been in, certainly in the UK anyway. You didn't think a place like this would forget Queen Victoria, did you? Look, it's Newcastle Castle. I don't think I'm saying a lot this video, and that's because Newcastle has left me speechless, and for good reasons as well, because it's like everywhere you turn there's something else to see that is that little bit better than the previous thing you saw. It is an amazing city. And just like that, we are in Australia. I didn't think we'd walk that far. Yeah, don't be daft. Of course we're not in Australia, we're still in Newcastle. That's the Tyne Bridge over the River Tyne, linking Newcastle on this side and Gateshead on the other side. And it was opened in 1928. It's a beautiful sunny day and not as cold as it was. And there's no fog on the Tyne today. I feel like I'm missing out. So is this bit I'm walking into now actually Gateshead? Oh yeah, yeah it is, look. Daft me, I didn't realise they were so close together. Okay then, so now I'm in Gateshead. I took the incredibly long walk. I've got a hotel to find, which is somewhere back over there, and then I'll go and meet my friend. I hope you've enjoyed this Impressions of Newcastle video. If you have, watch one of my others and don't forget to subscribe, because I put on new travel videos every Monday and I wouldn't want you to miss anything. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.